And now, please welcome San Diego State University's president, Dr. Adela de la Torre.
Good morning and welcome to the 2023 All-University Convocation. Please join me in a moment of silence for those who lost their lives as a result of the catastrophic fires in Maui last week. Five years ago, in 2018, I came to this stage with wonderment, excitement, and some trepidation. It was the first time for me as president to welcome the campus community with my vision for the future. In that speech, I committed to collaborating with faculty, developing relationships nationally, binationally, internationally, committing to transparent and timely communication, improving shared benefits with the Mission Valley Project, growing the capacity of SDSU Imperial Valley, and nurturing a culture where we listen and engage in productive dialogue. In my 5 years, I have not lost my connection to those commitments. From the beginning, the magic of SDSU was not lost on me for a moment. Just 5 months into my journey, the voters of San Diego overwhelmingly endorsed Prop G for Mission Valley, which would forever transform the future of SDSU. This was followed by our collective efforts to develop a comprehensive strategic plan, We Rise, We Defy. The plan established foundational goals: students at our core, inclusion and diversity in everything we do, We Are One SDSU, Research One, and sustainability. We also established specific milestones within these goals to measure our progress. Today, we've achieved nearly 75% of that plan we set forward. We should be proud of the progress we have made together. Yet, our work is not done. These goals still resonate and must still guide us forward toward our future. In fact, this year, our goals we collectively set in 2020 will continue to move us forward. And we cannot forget the magnitude of the impact of the pandemic. It transformed every aspect of human life: how we worked, traveled, and simply engaged in daily life. The residual toll, both emotional and physical, lingers with us today. It still affects the academic preparation and experiences of our students. And it still affects how each of us feels, how we manage stress, and how we navigate our time. These are realities I recognize. Nevertheless, the truth of the matter is that the SDSU community, from my perspective, continued to rise like a phoenix during those turbulent times. The sheer pride of our students, their love for SDSU, and their excitement for the future is awe-inspiring. Leadership and individuals at all levels, students, faculty, and staff, leaned in to transform adversity to opportunity, despair to hope, hatred to love, restrictions to access. I'm so grateful to everyone involved. It's what makes SDSU so incredibly unique. Let me give a tangible example. Our anger and hurt from the murders of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor, and the social unrest that followed, was transformed into collective action. We've more than doubled the number of Black faculty on our campus. We invested in our Black Resource Center and eliminated 2-0 first-year equity gaps for our Black students. We opened the Africana Resource Space in the library, led by our own Maureen Dotson, with the guidance of our faculty in Africana Studies. Maureen, your love for our students brings us harmony and hope in our lives. Thank you, Maureen. Throughout my time at SDSU, we have placed our strategic goal of students at our core center stage in everything we do. We have the metrics to show this. The CSU system established its Graduation Initiative 2025, which set ambitious goals for increasing graduation rates. We're not to 2025 yet, but SDSU has already achieved and surpassed the system's graduation rate goals. It set a 6-year goal of 70%. SDSU is already at 78%. In addition, a majority of our students now graduate in 4 years. We've drastically improved in how we support our students financially. In 2017, only 61% of scholarship funds made their way to students. Today, that figure is nearly 100%. Thank you, Rose and the team. I can't tell you how important this goal is to me. In fact, I think I had many conversations with Rose on this one. And I know this is a goal for our students. Each fall, our Associated Student Leaders set out a vision and theme for the year. Today, we will hear from this year's AS President, Tariq Morsi. I'm so happy for the opportunity to work with him. Thank you, Tariq. Having already spoken with Tariq and his leadership team, there's great synergy between AS priorities this year and the university's strategic goals. This is not an anomaly of a year or a moment. Rather, it reflects the alignment of the vision we share with our students. When I look back at our accomplishments these past 5 years, I would like to take a moment and highlight just a few of them. Let's begin with the magical run of our men's basketball team to the NCAA National Finals in Houston. Lamont Butler's buzzer-beating shot in the Final Four that sent us to the national championship game. And how our coaches, athletic staff, and student athletes transformed lives at that moment, not only for us, but for the nation. We've had a magical run in research funding in the last 5 years. External funding for faculty research has grown for more than 40%. And this year we received a record-breaking $192 million in grants and contracts. That figure leads the CSU system and puts us closer to our strategic goal of earning R1 status. Today, the philanthropy of our generous supporters remains as high as ever. This year we received a record $137 million in gifts. Since I became president, we have raised $650 million in 5 years. This shows how deeply our community trusts and cares for SDSU. It also shows how committed our wonderful staff is to reach this goal. True to my promise in 2018, we continue to invest in SDSU Imperial Valley. We expanded student services, degree programs, and facilities. And with a vast promise of the Lithium Valley, the state of California has invested $80 million in a new STEM building. We also renewed the SDSU Georgia program for another 4 years, fully funded with our partners with the government of Georgia. Our collaboration is helping to address the country's severe STEM workforce shortage. And as a trans-border university and a proud Hispanic serving institution, last year's opening of our Mesoamerican Studies Center in Oaxaca, Mexico, demonstrated our commitment to indigenous languages, culture, and research. These successes are just a few of the many we've experienced together, and they're a testament to all of you in this room today. Thank you. I would like to end my remarks today by turning my attention to the future and sharing my theme for this academic year. My thoughts consistently turn to 3 words: harmony, purpose, and depth. I share this theme to challenge us to continue to rise above the chaos of dissent that undermines civility, respect, and our ability to listen with intent and purpose. Ever present today is a chaos of political and economic uncertainty. Vitriol and polarization are very real in our popular discourse. But we, as a community, must be better if we are to move forward with our purpose of serving our students and each other. We, as a community, must reach into our shared values and goals and recognize the depth of our purpose at this institution at this time. We, as individuals and with our colleagues, must prioritize care for one another, respect for one another, and clarity of purpose. It is often the simplest actions that have the most profound effects. Indeed, simplicity can result in the most elegant results. With these simple words, harmony, purpose, and depth, we will leave today aligned in our belief that we will continue to rise and defy with the love and courage we have all shown in our hearts. Mil gracias, and go Aztecs.